All right, welcome to Wednesday edition of Alley Cat Yoga Live on Facebook, but I'll also post this to YouTube a little bit later as well. My name is Ashley, and I am one of the lead yoga teacher trainers for Alley Cat Yoga over in Tomah, Wisconsin, and we're very excited to announce our very first yoga teacher training happening in June. It's an intensive, meaning it's an kind of like a shorter duration type of thing. Anyways, if you want more information, you just simply go to the website that I have posted to get all the just like basic information type stuff. Right now, today's topic is the cost of yoga teacher training. I got my fancy unicorn ears on today to talk about the cost of yoga teacher training. And this actually goes beyond the financials, which we'll get to as well, the investment portion, because there's more to it than just giving up a little bit of money. Like, you're going to get so much more too. So anyways, another thing I want to mention is that if you do have questions, please go ahead and type them in. I actually can't see them because I wasn't sure how the camera would be if I had a front-facing camera. So I actually can't see myself or any questions going on at this time, so I will answer some at the end. And also, I believe Dave will be on the call as well, or the video as well, so you can he'll help answer some of those questions. And I hope I can get back to them or answer any coming up. So yoga teacher training, the true cost of yoga teacher training is so much more than just giving up a little bit of money and time. I have this fancy list here, and I'm going to get out my everything's fancy today, red chalk. So the cost of yoga teacher training, there's a few things that as you head in the journey of yoga teaching, yoga practicing, there's things you're just automatically and naturally just going to give up without maybe even realizing it. Sometimes it's more conscious and you realize, these things aren't so good for me, so I have to discipline myself to give them up. And sometimes they just naturally fall away. And that's what I'm talking about today when it comes to the cost of what you're giving up for yoga teacher training in order to gain so much more. So the first thing I have here, what you're giving up, is bad habits. Habits like complaining, gossiping, judgments, bad habits like being sloppy or lazy or eating not so good foods, your late night shenanigans, I don't know, just bad habits, whatever those might be, end up falling aside as you turn into this new healthier lifestyle. And especially as we start to read the yamas and the niyamas, you'll start to learn not just why or what we need to be doing, but why we need to be doing it in order to live a healthier life. So things like this, the yamas and niyamas is one of our required books. You learn nonviolence, truthfulness, non-stealing, non-excess, non-possessiveness, purity or cleanliness, contentment, self-study, discipline, that kind of stuff. And that all goes with the habits that you have might change and shift. So you might develop more discipline, more love, more compassion, more self-care. So as we embark on this yoga journey, besides just the physical postures and teaching, you are going to get rid of some bad habits. So we're going to cross that one off. Bad habits, gone, be gone. The next one I have that the cost of yoga teacher training is that you're going to end up getting rid of your anxiety or your worry. And this goes with just everyday life. So you're going to learn to handle stressful situations of everyday life in a much calmer, easier, better way, just by learning the ways of yoga, learning the ways of the yamas, niyamas, the 8-limb path, and all of that. So, and also you'll develop confidence because you have to get out in front of people. Even if you take a yoga teacher training and you don't end up teaching, you're still going to be in front of a group of people, even if they're your friends, and have to talk in front of them because you still have to go through the process of learning and all that. So you're going to develop confidence, getting rid of any stage fright, anxiety, worry. You're going to develop your voice, how you talk to people. The words you say matter, they really do. So we'll get rid of anxiety, worry, and we're going to learn how to handle stress in a better way. We'll cross that off. Another thing you may have to give up, or the cost of yoga teacher training, might be late nights or laziness, which is also kind of a bad habit. But late nights. The yoga lifestyle in general often is waking up early to drink your tea and do a morning practice. And you're going to start feeling your body so much more that it's not going to feel good to go out very late. And you're going to realize that it's just not, it's not the optimal way of living. It's not something that makes me feel good anymore. So in time, your late nights and partying habits, that kind of stuff, if that's where you're at right now, they might fall aside. And not forever, everything in moderation, of course, but you might find that your natural routine is to be a little bit more of a morning person, or that you enjoy getting your sleep and feeling refreshed and all of that as you start to gain more body awareness and all that. So your late nights and laziness, and you have to be disciplined if you are going to do yoga. So you do develop a lot of discipline with teaching, with practicing, all of that. So our late nights will be going away. Not forever, just not every, you just can't handle like a full weekend out on the town, and then a lot of you probably already know how that feels. It's not so good. Okay. And then what you may also get rid of, and this is dependent on your body, is if you have excess weight or body image issues. So as you start practicing yoga, it's not, the reason why you're doing it is not necessarily because you want to change your body. It's not because you want to lose a bunch of weight. That's actually not enough of a reason to keep you going through this healthy lifestyle long term. It can be like a quick short-term thing where like, I need to lose some pounds, so I'm going to do this program. But honestly, if you're in this for the long run, body image and body weight is not something you think about or should be thinking about as your priority or main reason for doing yoga. However, as time goes on and you start to develop a disciplined practice, you're not going out late anymore, better habits are forming, any excess weight you might have will just sort of go away. And I know that seems crazy and impossible for some people. My story is that I've never been overweight, but back in the day, a while back, I had a really bad eating disorder. And I struggled with my weight, not necessarily my weight, but what I ate, and I didn't feel as healthy. And I struggled a lot with that for about 10 years or so before yoga really helped me to be more in tune with my body. And now that I don't struggle with an eating disorder, I actually eat a lot more. I'm a healthier weight, which is actually a little bit less than I was, oddly. I feel better because I'm not stressing about it. And my body image issues and thinking that, you know, I always thought I was too big and I needed to lose weight, all of that stuff, it went away. And a lot of that was because of teaching, not just practicing yoga, but teaching. Because as I became a teacher, it became less, the yoga practice was less about me and it was about helping others. So I wanted to be there for others, and the best way I knew how to do that was to take care of myself. And if I saw anyone else, if anyone else were saying things about themselves that I said to myself, I was like, wait a second, I would never want someone to say that to themselves. What am I doing? So that bad habit of negative self-talk, negative internal talk will start to fade away, because all of this, just the practice of yoga in general, and surrounding yourself with like-minded people and people that are there to support you. You're not going to have any more judgments or complaints. I know it happens once in a while, but again, less and less and less as we go through this journey. So if you are looking to get healthier, more energy, that's what you're going to find when you start teaching yoga, when you start practicing. So, and also with yoga practice, a little bit different than fitness is that we really explore our bodies. So you get to know what it feels like in certain poses, why we're twisting, what it does for your body, and like the magic of everything that the physical postures are doing. And we do have a book, Yoga Anatomy, that we're going to go through, and it explains a lot of what the poses are doing from a muscular and skeletal level. So that's always a good one to page through if you're looking to kind of explore and know why we're doing certain things, what it's doing to your body, and how it can help. And that just having that knowledge can really help you just be aware and be like, you know, I don't really want to eat that cheeseburger because in the morning, twisting is not going to feel so good in my practice. That's what happens. So any weights, body image issues will start to fall aside. And then the last thing I have is friends. I'm not saying that you're going to lose a bunch of friends, just that the friends you currently have might not be on the same path as you, and to surround yourself with people that lift you up and are on a similar journey. And one of my favorite things that a fitness enthusiast or fitness teacher always says was, you know, if you want to go into a fitness class, invite your friends to come to fitness class, and if they don't want to come, get new friends. And that's kind of what happens. There is a little bit of a grieving process when it comes to dropping some bad habits and having to let go of some friendships that maybe aren't so good for you, especially people who always, like, your drinking buddies or that kind of stuff. But you will find that you're going to attract like-minded people and the people that want to be surrounded by yoga stuff, fitness, health, love, compassion, all of that. And even doing a yoga teacher training, you're going to have however many people in the class. When I did mine, it was 13 people. So I had 12 really awesome friends that I made already right there. And Dave was one of them. So of course we're really close friends now, and we're hosting yoga teacher training together. So I made new friends, and I didn't like break up with any friends. I didn't say, I can't hang out with you anymore. It was just through these lifestyle changes and through teaching, my life just went a different direction than others who might have stayed with, you know, going out on the weekends or whatever it was that they did that wasn't my style at the time. And your life will ebb and flow, and so you'll have these friends, those friends, different ones in different times of your life. But you'll find that with yoga teacher training, you might lose a couple friends along the way and then gain so many more. And that's very healthy, and that's a very good thing to do. So it's said that you are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with most. So think of the 5 people that you're around, and think about if they lift you up or if they bring you down, and you might have to rethink some of those friendships. All right, so on to the actual financials, and for the cost of yoga teacher training, I like to more so, instead of saying the cost or the price, it's actually an investment. It's not just you're not just paying money, you're investing in yourself. This is one of the best things you can do as far as personal development, is attend a yoga teacher training. And the price of Allaka's training is actually quite lower or affordable compared to many others. I would say on the low end, the average is about $3,000 for a training. Because this was our first one, and we really wanted people, and it doesn't mean we really wanted people to be able to attend and to be able to make it work in their schedules. And so the cost of our training does not mean that it's any lesser value, or that or that you're going to get less out of it. It's just what we had decided for this first one, to make sure that people were able to join. And so our early bird price is $2,200. That's if you pay by April 30th, early bird deadline. And the regular price is $2,600. And those are still very, very affordable for a yoga teacher training. You're going to get so much more out of it, or so much more back in return. The reward is worth way more than that. And I mean, I've spent thousands of dollars just on online programs to learn business and Facebook ads and that kind of stuff. And to get a yoga teacher training, which is a lifelong certificate for that price, and to get so much out of it, you get basically, it's like 16 full days of training that we are giving to you. So if you, didn't do the math, but if you divide that daily and you think it's, 200 hours is what you're getting as a 200-hour certificate, we're going to be there from you from start to finish. We have, if you have any questions as far as accommodations, if you're coming from afar, I mean, I'm going to have to drive in and stay somewhere, so maybe we should chat. If you have any questions on what else it means to be a yoga teacher, and if you just want to do this for the personal development aspect, let us know. Yeah, so most trainings are a little bit more than that, like I said, and the $2,600 regular price will be due by the first day of training, which will be June 8th. What else about that? I guess right now I can flip it around and see if you have any questions. And but yeah, the cost of yoga teacher training, I hope that was helpful for you, and I'll see if you have any questions. So hold on a second, I'm going to flip it around. Well, there it is. Cost of yoga teacher training. Going to get rid of bad habits, anxiety, late nights, excess body weight, body image, friends, and that's the price. So it doesn't have any questions, and that's totally fine. I just wanted to recap and just say thank you for joining. If you have questions, alliecatyoga.net. You can find the yoga teacher training link there. And I'm very excited to be part of this because it's a big deal, and it should be for you. It is for us at AllieCat, and yeah, we already have a good group of people already, but we do have a couple more spots left that we would love to fill. So can't wait to see you there. And you'll see Dave. Oh, this is the last one I forgot. You'll see Dave on Friday, and he's going to be doing a walkthrough of the space that we will be training in. We actually won't be at the studio except for classes. There's actually, I think it's an area community theater, and it's a really nice space, according to Dave, that we will be doing our training. So we don't have to be quiet because it's not right next to the studio when there's classes in session, and we can have the run of the place. So that'll be fun, and I can't wait to watch that one. So tune in on Friday at 10, and we'll see you next time. Bye.